what do they do?
Yes.
So what we asked them to do was, if we want to bill somebody and we want them to pay, you're allowed to bill them, and then you're allowed to follow up and say, please pay this bill or something, but it's not supposed to be go to collection, it's supposed to be a threat for collection. If you send them another bill, that's a different matter than threatening somebody with collection. So that's the kind of thing we want to clear up.
This came together.
Just to clarify, by law, we have to make efforts to collect, and whatever the agreement with MedX says is what governs, and I think the reference should just back to the agreement. You guys did spell out exactly what you wanted to do in the agreement. Somebody should follow up to make sure MedX is doing what they're supposed to be doing. MedX might say, oops, that was a mistake. That's okay.
They probably used to do it a different way.
Right.
Well, the older community around here is having a really tough time with this. And it's hard for me to explain to some of them how things are supposed to be, when the true fact matter is, I don't know. I don't know if that letter, what you guys agreed to or didn't agree to, okay? So for me to say, well, that's not the agreement, I may be talking out the other side of myself. Because
Robin doesn't have a copy of the agreement?
Absolutely not.
In which case, I mean, that's a simple enough thing to provide to her, so that way you can see it.
I was not heard of the hiring of minute.
And we also, both ways, that it would help us or somebody if we had a copy of somebody's letter from them, because we're here, somebody's telling somebody's telling you, it would be good if we had that information to see what they're exactly sending.
Yeah, I told her to white it out and send it to me. So.
That would be helpful too.
Yeah, because they're working for us, so
But to Rusty's
make
point,
sure they're doing the right
we
thing.
need to see what exactly.
Yeah.
But we can get medics and say, you're doing this, we don't, I mean, once again, it's kind of semi-hearsay that they're doing it, so we need to have that piece in front of us to say, here's what we got from you.
No, it's not the only person I've heard of.
No, I'm not, but we still need it.
When we talk to MedX and say, you're doing it wrong, they're gonna say, what do you mean? And then we need to be looking at something.
That's fine.
to tell them.
That's fine, I'll get it from her.
And I can get you the agreement.
Because she's nervous, because I told her to hold off, because I want to see what their next step is. Because if we have a proof of what they're doing, then we have something to...
So then I just have a real question to ask though. So does this person you're talking to, was she provided ambulance services, and does she owe money? I mean, that's always a piece of it, because if she owes money,
The fact of the matter is...
she should pay it.
It's considered soft billing. The reason it's called soft billing is because you're supposed to accept what the insurance company pays.
Robin, by law, we have to make efforts to collect. And if they owe the money, then we have to collect the money. I understand what you're saying, but if somebody owes a debt, then they should be paying it. And I think that's all the discussion I would recommend the board have on it.
Yeah, what Robin said though is that this person has the money to pay it. It's that they immediately got threats that they were going to be sent to collection.
No, I'll submit immediately. I mean, there's
It
usually
came with a bill.
with the initial bill.
It came with the statement that this is how much your insurance company paid, and it came with that same
Usually
statement.
they go what 30, 60, 90
Yeah.
days, something like that.
And even the reports I got from them are, the typical 30 late, 60, 90, 120, they put the accounts
And
in
to be
different
paid within
buckets.
7 days.
Well, and then again, that's where to Rusty's point, we need to see a copy of the actual letter.
I will
But,
take care of that.
again, my always underlying question is, were they providing services and do they owe money? And yeah, we should be following up with whatever appropriate paperwork we said to send. And I think it should just be left at that.
Right. You don't necessarily have to take people to collections, but you have to make an effort.
Okay, so we're not just accepting, so I'm clarifying this, so when I talk to these people, so we are not just accepting what their insurance company pays.
Robin, I think that's a conversation to have, maybe not at the board meeting right now. I think there was a conversation that was had with MedX. There was a contract with them. If you need clarification on that, then I'd recommend not having a discussion right now.
Okay.
Maybe talking with the mayor and myself about what the contract says. And you get a copy of the contract. That should answer most of these questions.
So did.
Send you the contract, we sign with them. Because it has that form with the checkboxes, so that shows you exactly what they're supposed to do.
I wouldn't know.
Anything else? Tracy?
Follow up on the leachate from Broome County landfill. The initial person that I talked to was talking like 8 loads, 6,000 gallon loads per day. So it'd be like 12 million gallons a year that they were looking to get rid of. I tried to pin her down to, is that a solid number? You know, what'd you get rid of last year type of deal. So she said I'd be better off talking to the director. Finally was able to touch base with the director of solid waste management. And she said realistically they're looking to get rid of 1 to 2 million gallons per year to a facility like ourselves. If they were to have a contract with the village, it would be just for a backup type setup. So, you know, when I finally could touch base with the director, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So I think for now we want to definitely step back. You know, BCA gave the estimate of $1 million to upgrade our current project to accept it. So, you know, with this much variance in numbers and stuff, I'm recommending we definitely put it on the back burner. And,
I know I talked to BCA about it, and they said that it would almost be, really the best way to do it would be to finish the project we're in and then do another project. So it's,
the other operators that I've talked to, the other plants that take leachate still recommend that if you could just have a tank for them to dump in and then just meter it in slowly into your system is the best way to do it. So I think if we can explore that option, that's our best bet for the leachate.
okay.
The sludge hauling was discussed at the last meeting when I wasn't here. We did start hauling some after I had some conversation with Nate. We got 6 loads out as of today, 5 of which were before the flash floods last week, which eliminated the access road. Can't really say it was washed out because it was actually filled in. The road area that they were driving through has got like 5 foot of gravel in it now. The concrete barriers that they had placed there are just, I mean, they're tossed around like toothpicks. Some of them were 100 yards or more down the stream and stuff. So the load we loaded today, we're back and forth through the tunnel, taking a 20-minute job, turn it into 2 hours to load. So it's going to be a time. Yes, Rusty?
So we got 6 loads out. How many loads altogether did we need to get rid of 500 ton?
Thinking somewhere around the 30 mark.
It's gonna take a while.
It's going to take a while. Right now, Dixon is taking and land applying it. They can't spread on frozen ground, so we are still moving forward. We did get the results back from the lab on the sludge. Steuben County landfill is looking at that, so we can get approval, because that's our other option. It's the same 65 a ton if Dixon takes and land applies it or takes it to the landfill, so we are still moving forward to getting approval to the landfill. Because freeze up on the ground is only days away maybe with what they're saying. I mean, so that's where we're at with the sludge. UV project, late last month, Hunt sent the final, the plans and the specs to DEC for their review and approval. So that's moving along very good there.
I'm sorry, Chair. Can you two please stop? I'm trying to listen. And Fran, you should be listening to this as well. Thank you. Sorry.
I was notified on Friday from Hunt Engineering that they've been in conversations with CME, which is a special inspector that was on phase 1 and is working on phase 2. They do all the soil testing and everything. They're wanting, after conversations with them, Hunt would like to do a test pit in the area of this construction to get a better handle on exactly what the soil's like there, because it varies considerable throughout the plant. So they've requested a quote from the CME, because the CME person would be right on site, you know, and stuff. They're saying that cost for this test pit and the CME person would be a direct bill to the village. It's not part of, you know, what Hunt's doing as far as engineering. It's above and beyond that. So, still waiting for the quote on that. Just want you guys to be aware that that's coming. And other than that, I will be on vacation from November 18th, be back to work on December 4th. Going to be in the area, you know, still in contact as far as if there's any issues with the project or anything. You know, I'm not traveling or anything, so I'll still be available by phone, you know, emails, whatever. But I probably will have to come in one day during that time to do the monthly report, because I doubt by the 18th everything will be in. Normally it's about the 20th or 22nd before everything's in, that I need to do that. So that's all I have.
I did, Jim called me, and well, he had a question for you, or Tracy, or who cleans drains. But the drain in front of Station 3, Talcott Street, clogged up and water's going in the station.
Tell them to get out there and shovel it out.
But that's what they were doing on Halloween night.
Yeah.
They had that open. But
Is that a dry well over there, Trace? You know? I can't.
They all are in the flats, yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
My guys are going to be out tomorrow cleaning another one, so a few other ones, so I'll have them check on them tomorrow. They're out with the truck.
Jeff?
Other than what I emailed out, I don't really have anything, but, you know, if it helps you out, I'll send the guy in our loader over and you can double your time. You can do it in an hour. It's up to you.
Then you're going to just be
I know.
shuffling, waiting at the tunnel, and you don't know how much it would truly cut down, like say, by the time you're waiting back and forth at the tunnel. I mean, this is something maybe we could try, but how well does your loader fit through the tunnel? I don't know. I've never had it over there.
I can't remember.
You know, I don't know how tight it is, if we're taking a chance of damaging something, you know, I don't.
Rip that top light off, we'll have another 6 inches.
I'm just saying, I've never been in with it, so I don't know.
Wouldn't be the first time we did it. The only other thing, I don't even know if we can fix that causeway, the way the permits are in. I don't know.
Yeah, like I say, Thursday night, you know, Friday morning, we found that, so it's still new. The inspector, the normal inspector on the project over there, he's actually on vacation this week and stuff, so like I say, I've got to look at the spec and stuff and see if they have to fix it, or, you know, and stuff, and look at some different stuff.
Yeah. Is there anything in there that says they have to repair it if it's damaged?
Right. We've got to look into some things, and so, you know, he's saying that if he's going to fix it, he's going to wait till the spring.
Right.
He doesn't need anything through there now. He's worried about fixing it now and then have another storm like this, or even the melt off in the spring, wiping it out. And then he's maybe brought 1 or 2 trucks through there and then it's wiped out again. That's his concern, which...
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know, like you say, if he's not gonna, can we go in there and do it? I would have to look the permit over more and see if it's
Well, not only
strictly
the
for
permit,
them.
whatever the agreement is with him. I mean, if we fix it and then it blows apart and...
Then he'll say, we did something wrong, we didn't fix it right. I mean, right, that's, yeah. So, all stuff we gotta look into, just haven't got there yet with it just happening.
Well, if the tunnel would collapse, we could just move all that debris out and bring tractor trailers.
That would be the best thing, by all means.
That's what the state keeps yellow tagging me for.
Jeff, how are we on the leaf sucker? What's the story on that? So we're moving
So
on.
we have 2 leaf suckers, one's out working, one's still waiting for the part, which is supposed to be getting drop shipped to me this week.
Thank you.
Sucking.
Plus I have the street sweeper out, sucking up what it can.
True.
We're hoping to get them before the weather.
Yeah, for the end of the week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Other than that, I don't really have anything.
I can't think of much either.
I'm sorry, do you want to meet with somebody at DOT about that tunnel?
Well, I have.
Somebody you haven't met with before? I don't know.
Yeah, you tried a bunch of stuff.
I've met with Binghamton, I've met with,
Just don't understand.
He wants to meet with
I met with, FSHR and a couple other people, and their whole deal is, back in 19, whatever it was,
60 something.
a mayor signed a maintenance agreement saying that it was our problem, which is insane.
Yeah.
And I keep telling them. They yellow flag me, which means I have to give them what we're doing to look at the situation, and I always tell them the same thing. When it falls in, we're gonna move the debris out, and we'll still be able to get to our plant, but I don't know what you're gonna do with traffic on 17.
Nice.
The DOT made those maintenance agreement with all the municipalities.
Correct.
Like, you know, the town of Waco needs to maintain under the bridge where the entrance to the park, so. I
I've done,
I don't know what the.
they've worked with me for Bridge New York,
Right,
got denied
yeah.
twice. So,
Jeff wants to keep meeting with New York officials.
I don't know who else to meet with at DOT,
Yeah.
quite frankly. But if you got a name for me,
I'll try something, we'll see.
Alright. Nothing else, you good?
I don't know if I'm good, but I don't have anything else.
Right.
Mayor, I actually had 2 things to bring up for the board. One is the DRI sewer line project. I know we're interested in moving forward with getting that kind of moving along. One of those would be authorization for my firm to actually do the legal services for that project. And it will take drafting and negotiating a lot of easements with all the Lake Street property owners that are identified. Just drafting all the transfer documents and those various assorted items. So I would just ask the board to, I saw the email from Jeff Sweet indicating that the board needs to follow its procurement policy, and I believe your procurement policy allows you to get quotes or it's a professional service for legal services. You can just pick somebody.
Right.
I would ask that you use Coughlin & Gerhardt for these services. Of course, you're free to utilize any firm that you would like if you want to do an RFP for it. I can't say no to that.
I would say we
And give us a number. Give us a number.
I would say we use Coughlin & Gerhardt because you know all about it.
You know quite a bit about that now. And we, of course, will recuse ourselves from the easement negotiation with the building that we have over there.
Yes, yeah. One of the years anyway.
But so if the board would like to use us for that, then I would appreciate a motion to authorize us to provide legal services for the sewer line project. And then from that point, we could actually begin, identifying specifically, we probably already know who all the landowners are, but beginning to figure out exactly what that process is going to look like.
Yeah, because that's more of a legal project than an actual dig the ground up project.
Well, Tracy might disagree with you, but
I mean, it will end up with.
we are not women or minority owned, nor are we veteran owned, and I know there are 15s and 6 requirements for that.
It'll be on our whole DRI project, and we're gonna get up with one grant, and we have that requirement on it.
I will forewarn you that The business development and the facade loans are 2010, and MBE 20 and WBE 10, and we have no idea why, with the state knowing that there's trouble meeting the anyway. So it may not be 15-15, we just don't know. That's
Julie.
something to consider.
Julie told us it's 15.
Is it?
Well,
Okay.
she said that in the email, but
And ours are all Department of State.
Yeah, right, you have a different agency, so, yeah,
So actually, we're getting one grant, so
right.
with different sub-grants.
So aside from that, do we have any other glitches with doing this through the DRI?
No, actually, Julie emailed me this week, or last week, and said that we can move forward on that stuff as long as we follow the procurement process. And there is gonna be women-owned business requirements and all that kind of stuff, but
yeah, it is something that you can view from a entire grant perspective. So even on the sewer line project, I mean, there's that requirement, and Tracy's probably gonna say, well, I'm gonna do it all with my own forces anyway, for the most part, possibly. I don't know how busy he is. But
so we'll pirate out the women-owned business.
but yeah, and then there's plenty of ways to try and address that. And I know if you're unable to meet the requirement for whatever reason, there's typically a waiver process that you can apply for. But it does require good faith efforts to meet the requirements.
So do we need a motion to have him and Howard and Cotton to do this?
Well, you need a motion for somebody.
Okay. Do we get a number? Is this anything that we do numbers on, or how's that?
So yeah, we can put, I mean, and that's a great question. We can put together a specific proposal relating to this particular project, or I think you could authorize it as simply an outside retainer project at the listed hourly rate in our retainer agreement. I mean, I can also come to you with a proposal, and then you could say, how about you just do it on that hourly basis? Whatever you prefer.
Proposal may not be a bad idea.
Bring us a proposal.
Just because we know how much money we have.
Our attorney always asks us to get a proposal from everybody, so I think you should ask us to get a proposal from him.
That is a
Just because we know how much money they gave us for the whole project.
Yeah, and again, I think, I mean, we can look at it from certainly that perspective and put together a flat fee proposals for, you know, figuring out all the easement stuff.
Okay.
So, all right, next meeting, I will come back with something to get that to you guys to review prior to. Sounds a good plan. And then secondarily, it's another legal fees thing. So this is the clarification of operating authority or territory for the EMS folks. So, you know, thanks for Jim King for sending me all of his prior files and correspondence. And then we've reviewed that. We talked with the Susquehanna Regional EMS Council about what, you know, just to clarify, okay, this is the way to go. It is an application to them, a formal application. It is going to require reviewing all the things that Jim has done, figuring out what other items need to be put together, preparation of the application packet, and then submission of it. I don't know if Stearns is going to want anyone to actually come and appear in front of them to talk. That might include it. I just don't know at this point. They might think we've given them enough and don't need to do that. But it is something that is not a routine legal service for the village. I certainly haven't ever applied for you guys before to get clarification on your operating authority. So this is an outside retainer project. I just want to let you guys know that and ask for permission or authority to move forward with that project as an outside retainer matter.
And we need that because
the operating territory is currently arguably ambiguous as to what it is, and that getting that clarification, if anyone from Medicare or Medicaid ever says, well, why are you giving services to these people, this would clarify that. As well, it would give some certainty for your EMS department as to where they really should be responding and where they can respond. Or, you know, or if it's a mutual aid call.
Just want everybody to understand that.
This is an extension of our discussions with Don Warner, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would make a motion that we, I already had it all in my mind, I lost it, that we would authorize the turn to, what am I saying, to
prepare an application for clarification of operating authority as an outside retainer matter.
Yes.
Right there,
That's what he was saying.
I'll second that.
It was easy for him to say.
and then,
Get it off the video. All right, so we have a motion. We have a second.
I got Ron second that.
Everybody seconds, okay.
Ron second.
Yes.
Any discussion on it? We got vote for him?
Yes.
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 It's easier to plead a strike.
Anything else? Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Next item is bump budget by 500,000 for gateway grant. It's just a
It's a pass-through.
pass-through. We get the money, we get it back to Nelson.
Right now, it's passing through Jeff's budget. It makes it look like Jeff doesn't have 500,000, but by doing this, it puts one on.
Sorry, I motion for that budget bump.
Second.
We'll vote on this. Fran?
Yes.
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 And the next one,
Next two are the, well, we don't one at a time, but they're the mistakes I found in the treasurer's report last week.
I motion for the transfer of $560 from the OFD part-time account to the emergency part-time pay account.
Second.
Okay, vote on that. Fran?
Yes.
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 And then I motion for the transfer of $60 from legal fire department overtime to the EMS overtime pay with the accounts listed.
Second.
And vote.
Yes.
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 this, just a point of interest here, this is the wine and liquor, or wine and beer license renewal for Tidewater Players. We just bring it up, they have to send it to the clerk's office, and they bring it to the board. They don't have to act on it. It's only in cases if it's a rowdy place and then you might recommend that they be denied. So they've given us the paperwork and I've reported it.
Next item is approve the 10/21/2019 board minutes. Should we get a copy? Anybody got any problems with them?
I motion to approve.
Second.
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll vote on
I
those.
have to abstain, I wasn't here.
Perfect.
Yes.
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 And yes. Next
Wait
item.
a minute, what about this transfer to the $3,338?
Where's that?
That was last,
Is that for the last
that was
one?
last meeting. So,
Oh, you may,
Oh.
we did that last time.
Different.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we had to.
Different one.
Must be.
Go on vacation again.
Yeah,
It's only,
well,
That was for the grant for the fire department.
yeah.
Yeah. Where did that?
Yeah, you did that. So you got money from, I think, the truck.
that was the money that was paid to Dan Gavin, right?
Yeah, it's just chicken.
Yeah.
You just moved
But
it.
that shouldn't be out of the, that's out of the fire department?
No, it's on the general.
Just, no, contingencies.
Yeah.
It's out of the contingency
Yeah,
budget, it's not out of the
Not every-
EMS
It's
budget.
not under their operating budget.
Okay.
Nobody's budget.
Sorry.
Next item is payment of bills. Sounds like the only questionable bill we had on it. I looked through them all, and a questionable one we might have is the EMS
Well, I signed it anyway, so.
Okay. I motion we approve those bills, payment of bills.
I second that.
one. Vote on those. Fran?
Yes.
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 Yes. Our next item is communications. We didn't get much. We got a letter from the judge relating to new laws that are going to take effect January 1st. And they're somewhat, I don't know, more stringent, so he's going to evaluate and see if he needs anything as far as additional people or whatever.
Mayor,
Just gonna let us know.
just as some clarification on that, I know obviously he mentioned all the town and village justices went to this court training, and of course the towns are doing their budgeting process right now, and I know a lot of town justices are asking for their part-time clerks to become full-time clerks. So that's obviously that's what the justice here has been asking for. It might behoove the village to see more specifically what other towns have done as a result of this for the planning for next year, just to see whether or not that's something that everyone's
Right.
doing.
No, I know there was a NICOM article I got about it too this last week, and they're trying to fight against the legislation because it's gonna cost too much money. And they list everything that it now says they have to produce within
15 days.
Yeah,
That's
that's
very quick.
a huge list of stuff. So, and then he said that he applied for a $30,000 JCAP grant and was turned down. So. What's that? Oh, yeah. And then we also got a press release from the county about Small Business Saturday, which is November 30th. So, we obviously support that. We'll do a proclamation next meeting or something. And there also is the holiday showcase this Saturday. Santa arrives at 11:30 on Lake Street. Photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Is Charles gonna be saying?
Santa going to the North Pole. I don't know who he is.
Charles is gonna be.
I was Mr. T already.
Carriage rides in front of Barleycorn, I heard. Characters at the bookstore. I think what else? President flyer, cupcakes, and Ron's place.
We don't
Got anything going on, Rusty?
Yeah, I don't think we shut any streets down. We don't shut any streets down for that, do we?
No.
Not for all the showcase.
It's pretty much just shopping at the places.
There's also gonna be a midnight, shops open until midnight, December 12th.
Oh,
Maybe your shop.
In the future, we might consider shutting down Lake Street for that holiday showcase if there's a lot of activity, which doesn't interfere with but just,
Merchants in their holiday shop.
yeah, no, that's up to you guys.
snowflakes are already up. Snowflakes are on the bridge, yeah. That was in Jeff's report. Ferrets is down.
What is?
In rescuing ferrets this time.
Pardon me?
You didn't rescue any ferrets this time around.
No, there was no ferrets to rescue,
Did put the snowflakes up.
someplace else.
Push with the L word.
No. I'm being serious.
There's one where the power thing is just hanging. It's not plugged in.
Yeah, we don't plug them in.
Please put them up, you never said he plugged them in.
You can't let it up there, it's not, it's on the river.
Yeah,
Get lit till December.
but we have some major technical problems, so we're trying to figure out.
It's just wire. Yeah, all right.
So I will not be at the lighting ceremony. Mike will be there.
Mike can take care of the problems then.
That's all I got for communications. Trustee reports. Just Brian?
I don't have any because I wasn't here for the last few meetings, but Peter already told you about the cemetery. And I just want to say thank you to Jeff for the great job that was done on the mortuary chapel. Those guys did a real good job.
Speaking of that, I probably should have my report. I did ask Jeff, the guy that owns the company that did the chapel, to go over to the clock tower and see if he can figure out what we need to do, or if he can do a temporary fix to stop the leakage, at the very least. So,
He was there tonight.
I know you got a key from somebody to get up in there.
Good.
I didn't talk to the fire chief today, I usually try to. Did we get cremulated with that Halloween thing up there, the clock tower on the roof, with the Halloween storm?
Oh,
I don't know.
he didn't say anything about it today, I talked to him.
Okay.
Did you get the buds?
Company two's room's still intact, so I'm gonna assume no.
Anything else, Chris?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Charles?
After many inquiries about moving Halloween to a different day,
Oh, my goodness.
it turned out to be a success. I mean, it was a soggy success, but it seemed to me that everybody was happy outside. I drove around the major thoroughfares of trick-or-treating routes just to make sure cars were going slow, people were obeying the laws. And, I mean, I know our police department was where thin. It was up elsewhere, so I took it upon myself to help out in that area. And yeah, I got smiles and fun noises as I was traveling around in the dark as Mr. T. That was really good. My son and his cousin handed out candy at the police station, and that was good. That was the sacrifices of them trick-or-treating. They were ones handing out candy. That was pretty cool. I also attended the vigil for Zachary and Trinity at the school. It was good to see a lot of the community members come out to support the family in a setting that wasn't as somber as a funeral. So a lot of people turned out, and thank you to VOO, and I think it was Tara, another family member, who helped organize this to get it together for them. And that's about all I have to report. Good luck to those who are growing their beards for No Shave November.
Is the police department doing it?
Yes, they are. I seen them yesterday. It was at the vigil, and I didn't recognize them.
Yeah.
What's that?
Alright. Rob?
It's a monthly work meeting for the waste